Let's quickly talk about trading with the grid system as compared to trading with a crossover strategy or a trend trading, which is a great way of trading financial instruments as well. And there seems to be some misunderstanding surrounding how grid systems and other trading strategies work. What we're looking at here is a typical setup for somebody trading a financial instrument that tends to trend. And what we're looking at here is, in fact, our stochastic trend trader trading on the NASDAQ on a 1 hour. And you can see the result here for the past year, that the algo on a nano account made 77% in that period. And notice the equity curve. When you trade with no multiplication, what you get is you win some trades, you lose some trades. You make some money, you lose some money. And that is super important for people coming into Forex to understand. It doesn't really matter which strategy you're using, in the sense that you will take money from the market and the market will take money from you. That will happen. And you can be the finest trader in the world of making use of the best algorithm in the world. There will be moments where you're making money. There will be moments where you lose money, and there will be moments where the market does act in such a way you're not making money, you're not losing money either. So notice that in the first half of this year, a lot of profit was made, and it makes sense because we actually kicked off this experiment in the month of March, where the markets were trending a lot. So if you were a trend trader at that time, you would be making more money than you have made in the last part here, where the markets have been moving more sideways, and you see that it kind of tilts over here, and you haven't seen any progress in your account balance for the past 2 or 3 months using this strategy. So this is exactly what you would expect when you trade using either a crossover or a trend. This particular algo here was configured to buy the pullbacks above a moving average and do the opposite when on the sell side. So we're trying to find the best price in the market. We're trading the trend exclusively with no multiplication. So when you look at a grid system, let's compare this equity curve with an equity curve from a correctly configured grid system. So that was what an equity curve looks like if you're trading the trend. You have good days and bad days, good months and bad months. That's in the nature of how that strategy works. Now, when you're trading a grid system, you also have to give money back to the market. And if you configure it correctly, you exit before the losses are too big. Now, here's an example. This is from 2019, October, and then 1 year to October 2020. And note that what we want to see when you experiment and backtest, you want to see that if you have configured it so you have many trades, you want to see that the balance line and equity line are fairly close together for the most part. We didn't see that here at all times. We can see here that the past 3 or 4 months that the configuration may not have been ideal. It was working much better here. We also saw that risk management kicked in here and here. Now that takes me to that super important information. A grid system will not always be profitable unless you have unlimited funding, because you are funding your trading strategy. And the only responsible way of trading with the grid system is you can do it manually and decide when you're out. You can do that through support and resistance. That's a super important observation. Or you can decide and then configure the algo so when certain things happen in the market, you say, no, it's not going my way. I'm going to take the loss now. Let me stress this again. A grid system, when it works correctly, you will have to give some money back to the market once in a while. If we trade the trend, we may be using a crossover strategy or something similar, but we have good days and bad days. We take money from the market. Sometimes it's going to cost us to trade. With the grid system, if you trade it and you want to use it responsibly, you have to accept, you have to give money back. If you don't accept that, you will end up with a very, very bad day on your grid system, and that's the way it is. Look how nicely it was set up here. We were trading throughout the year, and we had 2 moments that, no, we need to close. There's nothing that can be done. And that's perfectly fine. That's how the market works. We take money from the market, but sometimes we have to give money back to the market.